Welcome to Only in the Green Room, backstage conversations from popular music venues around the country.
And I don't want to give it all away because it's going to be the most magical, mystical, musical, mind-blowing experience that I've ever been a part of, because Steve Poltz, my friend sitting next to me, is the greatest singer-songwriter alive today. And that's how people think of Steve Poltz, as a cross between Bob Dylan and Moses.
Dude, I'm going to put that in my bio.
In this episode, photographer Jay Blakesberg and singer-songwriter Steve Poltz give us a hilarious preview of Working Man's Dead. Their one-of-a-kind show combining iconic Grateful Dead photography, storytelling, spontaneous songs, and plenty of improvisation. They talk about taking the show on the road, their love for the Dead, and then, as you might expect with these two, things go completely off the rails. Here's Jay Blakesberg and Steve Poltz.
Steve Poltz, Jay Blakesberg, welcome back to Only in the Green Room. Welcome back. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thanks for having us.
All right, listen.
I think this is fucked up, man.
I don't know.
Really?
I do. It's kind of...
Usually only really ADD people say that. They can't handle the music in the background.
I knew that when I was once a kid. I had a paper route.
Hey, I can hear that. Jesus. All right, go. Let's
Shoot
get
it. Should we just tell her to pipe down a little bit?
All right, listen. Give us a shtick about what you're doing here at High Sierra and what you're taking on the road, because it sounds awesome.
I know that
work,
dude. He used to work at All American Burger.
I used to have a paper route too.
Yeah.
In the 70s.
Okay, this is what we're doing.
Jay, workshop.
Okay.
Yeah, go.
What we're doing is we are going to be playing at Park City Song Summit. I'm sitting here with the illustrious, revered Jay Blakesberg. My name is Steve Poltz, and we are going to be doing a show called Working Man's Dead. Tell them about it, Jay.
So Working Man's Dead, which we also will have done already by the time this is out, we're doing it tomorrow at High Sierra, is a multimedia slideshow storytelling presentation that involves improvisational storytelling by Steve Poltz. So when I do a portion of my Grateful Dead slideshow about my experience photographing the Grateful Dead, Steve Poltz will write a song on the spot about what I just talked about and perform it. And he doesn't even know what I'm going to talk about, because I just mix up the stories all the time. And then after he does the improv, he's going to play a song by the Grateful Dead, the Great American Songbook. So he might be playing a Jerry Garcia song, and while that Jerry Garcia song is playing, there'll be a full slideshow of Jerry Garcia from 1960s till 1995 when Jerry passed away. Same thing for Bob Weir, Same thing for Phil Lesh, and then other Grateful Dead songs of other slideshows. And we're hoping that people are going to laugh and cry and cheer and have the best time of their lives.
It's going to be beautiful, and I wouldn't miss it. It's in a great place. Park City Song Summit is a wonderful, wonderful place to escape to. You deserve to see us there,
Yeah.
and we deserve to see you there.
August 29th at the Park City Song Summit, a tribute to Bobby Weir. That's the theme of the Grateful Dead portions of that festival. And so our slideshow is also a tribute to Bobby Weir.
That's perfect.
It's really going to be special when Steve Poltz sings a
They're already
song.
cheering for
Right.
it.
When Steve Poltz sings a song by the Grateful Dead, he owns that song. I saw Steve Poltz sing Box of Rain at Terrapin Crossroads, and I was in tears. And I knew that in 10 years from that moment, we would be talking about doing a thing called Working Man's Dead. And it happened.
It did.
Like the blueprint
It's
for
happening.
the blueprint for the future was already written.
Yeah, and I'm really excited about it. And to be here on this podcast means so much to me, because I thought I would never be a guest on this again after what I did last time. But the fact that you had me back, hat in hand.
By popular demand.
Yes, by popular demand.
Yeah.
It is. How do you pull that off, though, with the Grateful Dead song that you don't know? You don't know what Grateful Dead song's gonna be?
No, I know what Grateful. Well, we don't. there are slideshows for any Jerry song. There are slideshows for Bobby songs. There are slideshows for Phil songs. There's other slideshows. There are slideshows for Broke Down Palace if we choose to do it. There's slideshows for Knocking on Heaven's Door if we choose to do it. And there's other songs. And I don't want to give it all away because it's going to be the most magical, mystical, musical, mind-blowing experience that I've ever been a part of, because Steve Poltz, my friend sitting next to me, is the greatest singer-songwriter alive today.
Who's going to argue with that? Nobody in this room.
You guys are
Nobody in this room.
love festival.
I mean, so there's a lot of planning.
I was at the Sphere, and Steve Poltz came down onto the floor to go up to the rail, and he was really, really concerned that people were going to freak out. And he was wearing all white like he is right now, with a white hat and his white hair. And the seas parted like he was Moses. And they said, Steve Poltz, come up to the rail and watch Dead & Co. play a song. And that's how people think of Steve Poltz, as a cross between Bob Dylan and Moses.
Dude, I'm going to put that in my bio.
I think it's better
Well, the thing
and better.
is, and you told us about that
Yeah,
in the interview.
and it's
You
so
were kind of
much better
sheepish.
now.
You go, oh, no, nobody's going to recognize me, and I don't, I shouldn't come up there. I don't want to bother
that's
those
right.
fans. And the seas parted.
The seas parted.
Right.
I witnessed it.
I knew everybody at the rail.
And then like thousands of years later, they made a movie about it, starring Charlton Heston, where the seas parted and the non-Jew played Moses.
That's right.
I
A
can see that
non-Jew.
though.
non-Jew played
I see little
Moses.
Moses.
Listen, you two together, first of
I
all.
know.
This is
Non-Jew
amazing.
Moses.
I mean,
This is
That's the name of my new record.
I can tell you something. We get a sneak preview. So what we're going to see tomorrow is exactly what's happening.
Yes, here at High Sierra, we're going
Yeah.
to do a 75-minute version of Working Man's Dead. And then do you remember after Charlton Heston was Moses, he became the guy in Planet of the Apes? And he was banging on the sand saying, no, no, when he saw the Statue of Liberty. You remember that scene?
Damn dirty apes.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn dirty ape.
We have,
That
all,
was
we have all
great.
of these pop culture references because we're like the same age. Poltz is a little bit older than me.
who did Omega Man?
Charlton Heston.
Again.
There you go.
Right.
There we
That's
go.
right. I remember
Dude.
Omega
This
Man.
is a preview of what
I
this
loved
is going to be.
Omega
up.
Man.
The improv.
The improv is unbelievable. When he writes a song about my slideshows, it is just mind-boggling.
What's going on up there, Steve?
Oh, I was just looking at how you set this place up we're in. It's great.
Thank you.
Right. Unfortunately, we have a musician on the main stage, Judith Hill. And not unfortunate for her, but unfortunate for us in the podcast. So we understand if this just makes it on the cutting room floor and you can't even use it. We'll still love you, and we'll come back on the Only in the
All right.
Green Room.
We've been
Are you gonna be here
rebranded since
tomorrow,
Jay.
too?
We
Jay
are.
was our first interview
Yes,
ever.
he was.
I know.
It was.
And yeah, so we've completely rebranded.
You
You
should
know,
re-
we
you should
could
re-
do it tomorrow, too.
Great.
We can. We'll go listen to this.
Maybe
and
we'll
see
try
how
and do it
comes out.
again.
We'll do it again.
You know,
We'd have a more intimate conversation
I think you should
tomorrow.
rebroadcast
I like it.
my original one because
Intimate.
I was the first
Yeah, I
one, and
think
now that
so.
you have millions of followers,
Millions. yeah.
you only had 3 followers
Right.
when you released mine, so maybe you should do it again. But you know, there's a really famous porn movie
Here we go.
from
Here
the
we go.
70s called Behind the Green Door.
The what?
Behind the Green Door.
Oh, no, this is you're talking about the barn door.
No,
We're
no,
talking
he's
about
No,
the-
it's Behind the Green Door, and it was done by the O'Farrell the O'Farrell Theater.
Yes.
What was
the Mitchell Brothers.
Mitchell Brothers.
Mitchell Brothers.
Right.
Not that I know that.
And so when I first moved to the Bay Area, I had a roommate who was dating this guy who was a film gaffer, and she said, my new boyfriend worked on this very famous porn film called Behind the Green Door. So we went to the video store, the porn video store in Albany, California. I lived in Oakland, and we rented Behind the Green Door. And we came back to my house in Oakland where I lived with 6 roommates. And they said, what are you guys watching? And we were all freaked out. And we said, we're watching this movie. You guys probably don't want to see it. They're like, no, it's movie night on Leicester Avenue.
Oh, my God.
And so we put this movie on, and we realized that we got Behind the Green Door 2. by mistake. So we had to drive all the way back to Albany to get the first Behind the Green Door, came all the way back to Oakland, and all of our roommates were there. And it's a very uncomfortable film to watch because the premise of the film is that there's this sex scene going on with a lot of spectators who become very uncomfortable and start participating. So that's what I think about every time I'm on the podcast in the green room.
That's what you think about.
That's what I think about.
And
Yes.
he thinks about that when he's not on the podcast.
Yeah.
That's another story.
I'm sorry to report that, that behind... it's just
Only in the green or behind the green.
it's where my
Yeah.
head goes.
You-
How about you?
I think this is one of the best podcasts in existence. It's between this one. I can't think of one that's better.
There
Dan
you go.
Savage? No.
I think we just dropped the mic on
You-
that one.
You know what? It's the greatest podcast. This is the second greatest behind. I mean, in the green room. The first greatest is the Good Old Grateful podcast about the Grateful Dead. It's phenomenal. It's the most well researched. It's very different than yours.
Oh, yeah.
Not interviews.
No competition.
It's a scripted with a lot of interviews in it also, but it's called the Good Old Grateful podcast.
All I know is
but
that
in
it's
the
good.
Green Room podcast is the second greatest in the world.
Shit.
We'll take it.
Steve Poltz today, he played on the Far Out stage here, and it was the greatest show that he ever did.
It really
in the
was.
history of the Steve Poltz
Was it?
I don't
Until
think I
tomorrow.
can ever play a
Were you
show
there?
again.
No. Today?
It was incredible.
I think tomorrow you're going to beat it.
Yeah, because we're going to be there. That's why.
I shaved my legs for this.
Oh, yeah, it's a good thing,
All right,
All
so
right, guys, we're going to let you
I
roll.
love this music as it's like.
Now, we
Yeah.
should have started now because it's a little
know,
more.
it's
right.
Well, you don't know where it's
You
going.
know.
Anyway,
We're going to make this work.
If this
If not,
doesn't work, we could always do it tomorrow.
That's it. That's the way it
Tomorrow,
works.
tomorrow, there's always
Steve
tomorrow.
Poltz has a song called the Long Haul, and the subtitle is Bag of Porn, also known as BOP. And it's about a bag of porn when he was a teenager and it lived under his roommate's bed.
Yeah.
And his roommate made him keep it under his bed, but then he got into an accident, was in the hospital, and then his parents and the priest found the bag of porn, also known as the BOP. And one of the magazines in there was Prison Sluts, and what was the other one?
Come on.
Prison pussy and slick slots
Right.
and hairy construction workers.
And the other one that got lost was Catholic Girls in Detention.
Oh my God.
And it's one of my
yeah.
I'm starting to worry.
it's-
She's. Are you old enough to know? I'm kidding.
It's one of my favorite Steve Poltz songs. And one of these days we're going to do it in the middle of our Working Man's
I was
Dead.
going to say, if you do the improv with that, it should be
Oh,
interesting.
it's the greatest. What was the priest name? Father Michael Murphy?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Disagree with that, Steve.
You got to watch out for those priests. And,
Yeah.
You do.
and the bag of porn.
And
That's
the
a
green door.
whole nother
And the
bar.
green door.
I don't know how this became a porn podcast.
But
it's always.
all I know is our
This
ratings
is
and our
fun.
This
followers
always
went up
reminds you of that. Just
exponentially
because
after
I
these
this.
didn't
stories come up
know.
before.
I didn't know we were going to be discussing taking a venture into porn.
No.
I didn't either. It must be the living room vibe.
Because when we were young, porn was only in magazines.
True.
Now it's all over this thing called the internet.
Yes, and
Yes.
everybody's all desensitized.
Yeah.
And that's
so.
why all the young kids are so fucked up.
Right, yeah.
Because
Let's
of
get
all the
into that.
porn on the internet.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Yeah, listen, whatever it takes for us to increase our listenership and viewership.
We have to cross over
we're-
into
and
that.
They say you have to be a little edgy. We're good with that. Thank you
All right,
for
we
that.
love you guys.
All right.